Good morning. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and it's 9 a.m., but this is something new. I'm going to talk about LGBTQ plus stuff and get our week started right. So grab a cup of joe. Today I'm drinking tea. Don't ask me why I'm drinking tea, because the boys in bed with me like tea. So if they like tea, then I make tea. You know, it's got more caffeine than coffee. That's just what I hear. Anyway, grab your cup of tea. We got some things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Boys, I am one of those lesbians that adores my gay boys. I can't do anything without them, like seriously. But let's face it, this is an LGBTQ plus show at 9 in the freaking morning. You know those boys are asleep. So if I want the gay boy perspective, I gotta go to where they're at this time of the morning. This segment, I know, is one of your favorites. It's called Gay Boys Sleep Late. Where else to fish for them than while they're still in bed? And this morning, we're joined by a duo of gay boys. No, you don't have to adjust your screen, people. This morning, I'm joined by Derek and Daniel Hart. These are the Hart Twinz.
Hey.
Woo! How are you, boys?
I am good. How are you?
Good. Here, have some tea. What's up with the tea and chai tea?
I would like some tea, but I got my aligners in. But
That's okay. I'll take some.
A twin will help another twin out. Thank you.
Yes. Boys, I'm so happy that you're in bed with me. I know that sounds weird, but not really, in a weird way. I fell in love with you since Afro Pride, I think it was. Yes. And I was just like, I need those two yumminess boys in my life. Bed. I don't know how, in my bed. And like, not even a thought. I'm like, hey, in the future, can you boys be in bed? Yeah, when? Yes. We'll be there. I was like, okay. Yes.
I mean, you ever had twins in your bed?
I have.
Oh.
No, but they were not gay boy twins. They were these two girls that I met from Sacramento, and that's a very long story. But anyway.
Let me take a sip on that.
And then I got to see your incredible talent at Stonewall Pride a couple of weeks back.
Yes.
What did you boys think about Stonewall Pride 50,000 deep?
It was amazing.
It was stupendous.
Exciting.
Marvelous. It was everything. We came and we showed out. We met beautiful people.
We hosted the flash mob for JB.
Yes.
That was amazing. And I was a little nervous, but then I was like, you know what? Once we were both on stage, I'm like, okay, we got this.
We were vibing. We was kicking it. We was doing our thing. We was showing out for the crowd, and they was loving us.
And they were loving it. Listen, if you didn't get to see the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival, make sure you go to Roku or any of your smart TV and download the Pride, watch the Pride Parade. You'll be able to see that. You'll see it all. And it was just incredible, incredible, incredible. You boys took on that Black excellence stage and you made it your own.
We did.
You totally did. And that flash mob, I did not join in the flash mob because your girl can't dance.
Well,
but
next time, join.
I'm actually very afraid of Jameer. So I'm afraid of very few people, but I love me some Jameer. And he is a detail-oriented brother.
Yes.
All right? And I did not want to mess his stuff up. You know what I mean?
Because when anything slips or anything, JB is looking at you like, what happened? Why does this happen? What's going on?
JB has also been in bed with me, so make sure that you catch that FayWhat show as well. He was a lot of fun. So there's a lot of interesting things that we're all talking about this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Derek, Daniel, let's kiki on some of them.
Yes, let's kiki.
All right, the Hart Twinz on the FayWhat show. So let's get to it. First, when an elderly transgender woman in Maine tried to enter an assisted living facility, she was denied because of her status as part of the transgender community. Marie King, a 79-year-old longtime activist, didn't take that decision lightly and brought Sunrise Assisted Living to court. Recently, she won her case, and the facility has to adopt a comprehensive transgender non-discrimination policy and require its employees and administrators to undergo LGBTQ competency training as well. Kiki number 1, trans trailblazing senior finally gets the respect she deserves. What are we all talking about?
As she should. It's about time. First of all, you're denying someone because of their gender identity. What are we doing? It's 2022. Like, that's BS.
She's at the age where she needs assistance, and God forbid if it was one of our grandmothers, our mothers, why, with this woman being a transgender, we have to double check and be like, oh,
never mind.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but because with all the love in the world, boys, there's still a lot of people that don't want us existing, okay? And we forget that, and it is sad, you know, but this woman is a transgender trailblazer, so she's been fighting for the rights of all our Black and brown transgender brothers and sisters, and now she needs help, and they're like, nope, you're trans, we can't help you. But no, this bitch was like, I ain't staying quiet. I'm taking you to court.
She won that case, and I'm so glad she won that case because it's about time. She stood up for her rights, and now she's getting her flowers.
Right?
It's deserving and it's needed. So go ahead, girl.
Good for her.
Well, and also good for our future. Like, look at her still being a fighter, still being an advocate, because now people will have to get that training.
And she paved the way for other people. But it's sad that they got to do training for this. Like, come on now. There's other things, too, in the world that, you know, we're not going to get into that, but still need training on, you know, like guns. But I'm just saying, I'm glad that they are implementing this because, hello, LGBTQ community, everyone, we're all over the world.
We're worldwide. So if you're looking at a paper and it's someone saying, oh, transgender, you're really going to think to yourself, let me go over this with my manager. Are you kidding me?
Well, there's still people in the world like that, boys, unfortunately, you know, and we need women like this that will say, you're not silencing me. I'm not staying quiet.
Hell no.
No, ma'am.
No, you know, and in our community, we're very big driven by chosen family. A lot of us don't talk to our blood family, and our chosen family is our freaking blood family, you know? So our beautiful queens that are taking care of us now will be set in their 70s someday.
Yes.
And they will need that help too.
Exactly. And who knows, it may be me too, but I need that help. I'm going to want someone to help me. And if they, you know, discriminate because I'm gay, it would break my heart. It's like,
what happens to just love and respecting someone just being a human?
Exactly.
Let me not even get started there. Next, many conservatives will complain that people being non-binary is like a new thing, like we just invented it or something, all right? I guess a lot of them forgot that the 70s and 80s stars like David Bowie and one of your boys' favorites, Boy George, and even more so, there have been some amazing non-binary people in history, like Queen Hatshepsut. Okay, Queen Hatshepsut, all right, of Egypt. While they sometimes presented as a female, they would often wear a false beard and dress as a man. Another was the public universal friend. This person was born as a female in American Quaker society, but after nearly dying, they stopped using their name and gender identity and became a roving preacher. Kiki number 2, non-binary figures in history that you didn't know about. What are we all talking about?
Wow, David Bowie. No, not David Bowie. I'm sorry.
Boy George.
He paved the way for androgynous appeal and the image. I feel inspired from him because we give that off. Sometimes I want to be masculine. Sometimes I want to be feminine.
You want to give off a little masculine energy. Like some days I want to feel like a woman, and some days I want to feel like a man. But at the same
deep voice.
But at the same time. Queen Hatshepsut.
Oh, I love how that just flowed right off your tongue like nothing.
I tried. But we gotta give our respect and props because
they've been doing this
way back in 1800s. It's like, wow. And I was reading up on it, the public universal friend, and then WeWa. All three of them, I was like, wait a minute. I was looking into my history because we thought you know, the millennials are the ones who did this. We go way back when, and not only in the United States, all the way in Egypt. She's been doing this. Come through, honey.
Yes.
How's she doing?
No wonder she's a queen.
She's a queen for real.
I know, no, but it's crazy how some of these right-wing people think that we just invent letters just because. Like, we just invent identities, you know? Like, the L and the G just sat around one day and said, We need a B. We need a T. Oh yeah, two-spirited. Come on over. I mean, this has been around forever and ever.
Centuries.
I was just in Italy a couple months back, and when they were talking about the Renaissance and all that kind of like those beautiful paintings that are there at the Vatican, etc., a lot of these painters would also draw themselves in drag, and no one would give it the light because it was like, church, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to go there, We've been around forever. We've been around forever,
Exactly.
and God, I remember being a kid and my mom, who is not very welcoming, and she's still trying to wrap her head around this. I've been gay forever, all right?
Yeah.
I'll give her another 40 years. But anyway, I remember growing up and her having a Boy George poster up.
It was something about him she
It was
liked.
something about him that she liked. And I also remember being a kid and being attracted to their differences.
Yeah.
And your mom didn't know about Boy George?
She didn't know. And of course, like a good lesbian that I am, I wanted to pop that bubble as soon as I could. I was like, Mom, do you know that Boy George? Ay, no. Jamás. ¿Cómo va a ser que él es gay? No, para nada.
Ay,
Okay, Mom, he's not gay. He just likes to dress androgynous like that. But that's where boys like you got your inspiration. Adam Lambert got their inspiration,
I fed off of the way his fashion drawn to me, and I always was like, I really like battling between my masculine side and my feminine.
Battling, I think you mean balancing.
Balancing, thank you. Thank you. Good point.
But twin energy.
I like balancing my masculine energy and my feminine energy because some days I want to give off this look, like I want to go to the club looking like a man or something, and then there's some days where I want to go to a ball and I have my hair down, and I never knew I could switch it up because of Boy George. He made me feel like, wait a minute,
Feel comfortable in your skin.
yeah. And
So what if you give off the masculine or
who
Who
cares?
cares? If that's
Switch
what
it
you want
up.
to do, switch it
And
up.
I think that's the beauty of the LGBTQ plus community. Being non-binary is one thing, and then being a gay boy and being able to just
Do
be
whatever.
you is fine too. We are allowed to be who we are. Be you.
Be versatile, not like that.
Verse,
but
baby. Verse.
Yes, verse life.
be versatile in your looks and your image. Present yourself, because there's so much more to the way.
We love the versatility.
Yes.
Like, do you do like for Halloween? I could see you guys like doing like a yin and yang, like a completely opposite
Girl.
thing,
Yes.
or
No. Well, this past Halloween, we did that. When I say we did that, we shut it down. I was dressed as a flight attendant, literally giving off, what was it, Spanx? Or what
You
do you call
were.
it? I was just showing, not my kunta, but my cakes. And it was everything.
I was a sexy cowboy. I was Woody. It was the legs showing. I was giving off everything.
Mind you,
so
this
your costumes didn't even go together.
No.
You had random thoughts.
We
That's what
random.
the Hart Twins were,
Yes.
just random thoughts for Halloween.
but this was our first time.
Sexing it up.
Yes, because usually we just come off as like Superman or Batman, but then I was like,
I was Beetlejuice a couple years ago. I was like,
I can't imagine you ugly.
I know,
I was
it wasn't a
it didn't go
look.
right.
It wasn't giving.
It wasn't giving. So I told myself, well, last year I was like, okay, we need to sex it up, show some body,
And that's what I mean with the androgynous, going back to Queen Hatshepsut.
Mhm.
Literally, we switched it up. I felt comfortable. I loved how we looked, and it was everything. I would do it again. This year, I think I want to be a Playboy bunny.
I can totally see that. I think we should be allowed to be whatever. And whatever
Yes.
you're feeling that day, it should be okay. I think
Exactly.
that like society and the world likes to put everybody in a box. And sometimes in our own community, we like to put each other in a box. Like, oh, wait. You're a femme presenting gay boy. You have to be flamboyant all the time.
Yeah.
Bitch, like, no, today I'm not
No.
feeling it.
No more box. We already was in a closet. We're out. So you want to put us in a box?
No.
Please.
it's too hot in the closet. Why would I be in a box? You want me to be sweating there too? No.
We came out, we did what we did, and that's it.
We're out, bitches.
Mhm.
Finally, the country has been going crazy over the past few weeks. Oh man, after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Justice Clarence Thomas has said that he plans on going after the cases that provide the right to contraception, gay marriage, and the case that overturned anti-sodomy laws next. When Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was discussing it on stage, someone in the crowd shouted, quote, F Clarence Thomas. I'm a good Christian woman, so I can't say the F word. Fuck Clarence Thomas. Lightfoot agreed, repeating the chant herself back to the crowd.
Now we know what happened with the Supreme Court yesterday. And if you read Clarence Thomas' concurrence, he said, thank you, fuck Clarence Thomas.
Fuck you, Clarence Thomas!
He thinks that we are going to stand idly by when they take our rights, our right to marry, our right to have children.
Kiki number 3, Chicago Mayor says what everyone has been thinking about Clarence Thomas. What are we all talking about?
Yes, I agree. Fuck him. Honestly, you shouldn't have the say so for a woman's body. Like,
Well, like my shirt. Read my shirt for me,
see.
boys.
He who hath not a uterus should shut the bucket up. Yes, ma'am. Honestly, I just feel like with all of this that's going on in the world, it's so upsetting because what happened to my body, my choice? Now the government is making a decision on what a young woman or a woman in general should do with her body.
it's like, what? Who gives him?
Well, and here's the thing, like on a personal level, I don't know why this upsets me so much that he's Black and he's like not standing up for our people. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, you know, when it comes to someone that's Black and brown, I expect more from you. I don't know why.
Same.
I expect you to understand that, like, we're being marginalized, we're being stepped on, you know, and he is someone that is married to a white woman. And that was something that was not okay years ago.
And you should have known as a Black man, you know, if you were to be with a white woman, I don't think you would be here, but you know.
But not be here, but they had to fight for that right. So it's like, why now?
A Black man couldn't been with a white woman.
No, but I mean, like, we're going backwards in so many things. And so
We should be moving forward.
you know, if you don't believe in contraception, don't have sex. Don't take the contraception. If you don't like a gay love, if you don't love lesbian love, don't watch us have sex. Don't come into our bedroom.
Because it's gonna happen.
You know, yeah, you're right. You know, if you're against abortion, don't have one. I just don't understand. I don't understand Clarence Thomas, and he tries to like wipe his hands from it by saying, well, each state will just have to, you know, figure it out on themselves. I'm not saying that it's going to go away completely, but it'll be up to each state. That's how civil wars were started, when states weren't able to agree on certain things.
And it's just so upsetting because it just makes me think of the young girls, not to get like too personal, but I just feel like, what if someone is held against their will and, you know, a young girl, they're raped and they don't want to have a baby.
She's not even mature enough to raise a baby because she is a baby.
So what if she wants to get an abortion? She can't even get an abortion because of all that's going on in this world.
Well, she couldn't get one legally.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is, as a woman, and I have, you know, shared with you boys before the show, I had an abortion in my early 30s. And honestly, you know, I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do so, but I can't imagine that my stepdaughter, who is in her 20s, if she were to be in that same situation, she won't have the same right.
Exactly.
And that's scary. And just like you said, someone raped, someone assaulted, incest. There's so many awful ways that people, you know, that people, you know, make this hard decision to have an abortion. And now you're going to take that away from them.
I just feel like now, I don't know if you saw the movie For Colored Girls, where the young lady in the movie, she went to Macy Gray, who she had to pretty much pay a lot of money to basically get the abortion.
And she was using tools that just wasn't sanitized.
What was it called? The hanger?
The hanger.
And it's so sad because
people could die. Women could die.
Well, because the reality is that, you know, if during that time, if someone would have said to me, you can't have an abortion, it's illegal, this crazy Latina would have still gotten it done. Okay? Illegally and unsafe. And that's scary.
Because what if the unsafe outcome, you don't know if you're going to get infected or die.
Which happened to many women back in the day before abortion was legal. Many women went to the back alley abortions. And that's why when we march, we take a wire hanger with us to just remind folks of where we were, because, you know, we're women. We've learned to have to deal with situations, all right? And we will do whatever it takes, even if it's not safe for everybody involved, you know?
I'm not a woman, clearly, but I just feel like my heart really goes out to women during these times. It's so sad. Like, it really is sad. All I keep thinking is picturing myself.
If I was in your shoes, I could just only imagine.
And I wish the government thought like that, but you know.
Well,
we got these.
I'm going to, later on the show, I'm going to talk about what's on my mind. And I'll be talking about the fact that we need you gay boys. We need you boys to stand with us now more than ever.
Of
So, you know, her
course.
body, her choice. You scream it out from
Exactly.
the top of the hills and the top of the
Yes.
social medias. You do it because we need it.
Yes, seriously.
So next up, boys, we are gay after all, and I just feel a whole lot gayer sitting in bed with them. Don't you feel gayer? I know you
Yes.
do, right? You feel gay. All right, so let's talk about some fun things that will help us get through the week. It's been such a heavy couple of weeks. The radical religious, they call it queer as a negative. Governor Ron DeSantis, he calls it don't say gay. At the FayWhat show, we call it the gay agenda. First, it's the first week of the month. Wow, July is here. Happy 4th of July, boys. And that means that this Wednesday is Pride Skate Night at Xtreme Action Park from 7 to 10 p.m. Stonewall Pride Skate Nights are a fun, family-friendly event benefiting the Wilton Manors Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival. So bring your friends, bring your family along for a fun night on quad roller skates in our arena roller rink and help support our local LGBTQ plus community. A full bar is available because that's what you want to do, is be drunk when you're on skates. Yes. There's going to be great music by DJ T Pro Mix. He's awesome. And there are special drag performances all night long. Event number 1, hit the skating rink for charity at Pride Skate Nights at Xtreme Action Park. The gay agenda. What do we love about this? I know that you boys have been to Pride Skate a couple times.
I love
Let
skating.
me sit up for this. I literally, no, I love skating. Literally, when we go with a group of friends and we have fun. But I'm scared. I literally grab my brother's hand and we hold each other's hands while skating. I got a little too comfortable one time to the point when I started skating fast, I embarrassed myself and bust my ass. I fell on the floor and I was just too scared to look up like, did anybody see that?
I saw him and I was like, really, girl, get up.
I was like, help me up.
I've seen you boys perform. You couldn't like end up in a split or something, right? Turned it into like a dance move real quick.
Yeah, make it cute at least.
No, I literally fell on my butt. I could have done that. I could have done one of those, ooh, Vogue.
I know, drop down.
Right, like something. No, see, again, I really have no, I told you boys, I have no rhythm. So I have like, I'm impaired when it comes to putting things on my feet. You know, like rollerblades were great in the early 2000s. I haven't been on them since, you know, and that's just a lot. I'm 6 feet tall. Like that's a lot to go down, you know? And I tried to go to Pride Skate cute. Like I tried to go like in a cute skirt, right?
Come with us.
You do
No!
need to come with us because when we go, we do dress up,
You
look
could be
cute.
in the middle between us. We
Yeah,
hold
we
your
just
hands.
Hold your hand.
Can you imagine us just like that?
Yes.
I can totally see that.
It's so much
Yes.
fun though. And I love, especially when the drags, they be doing their thing.
Oh my God, Velva Lenore be bringing it.
Yes.
Bringing it. It's like a full drag party while you're being surrounded by people on
Yes.
skates. So, and it all supports Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival. So, I mean, you can't get any better than that. So go get your tickets and we will see you there as well. So next, AmaviMiami. Yeah, because we got to hit Broward and Miami. AmaviMiami is celebrating July and a late Independence Day on July 8th with their Ladies Latin Party Fiesta. The event takes place at Boteco in Miami from 9 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. and will include food, drinks, music, great vibes, and more. You had me at food. Get your tickets online. Event number 2, AmaviMiami celebrates Independence Day at Boteco on July 8th. The gay agenda. What do we love about this?
Oh, girl, I am definitely ready for a Latina night.
When it comes to these nights, we live for it. We go to these, we go here, we be giving out, you know, people always assume
Panamanian.
we're Dominican, we're Panamanian, but when they come up to us, they be like,
Y'all Dominican?
and we be like, yes.
I see. Next time they say, they go, sí, soy de Cibao.
Sí,
Yeah.
ya sabes.
Ya tú sabes. Or you like, oh, ¿qué lo que? Tigres say that.
Right.
Say, ¿qué lo que?
¿Qué lo que?
That's all you need
¿Qué
to
lo
say. Right, my Dominican friends,
Yes.
right? I dated a boy from Santo Domingo for many years. And
But what
he
the
just
hell?
he had a very big penis. But
Oh!
but he had a
my
very
lungs.
small mind. And
Oh,
so those two
no.
things just
They don't
didn't
mix.
work.
I
It just
know.
didn't.
I said it's touching my lungs.
So, so you boys live up here, right?
Yes.
You live in Broward. Excuse me. We're in South Florida. So do you make your way down to Miami
Oh,
often?
yes. Yes.
You have to, right? Because Miami is only about like the Happening Out Television Studios is literally in between Broward and Miami. Like it will take us 20 minutes to get to either one.
Yes.
And there are some Broward people that are like, oh, I can't with that Miami vibe. I can't. It's too much traffic. I don't want to. And then there's Miami Miami people that are like, I can't with Broward, it's too white or something like that.
know.
So what do you boys think?
Honestly, we literally go to Fort Lauderdale. We hang out in downtown Fort Lauderdale, but we also go to Miami all the time.
We always go where the vibes are. If there's good vibes there, the twins will be there.
Wynwood or even downtown Miami.
We love Wynwood.
Rachael is fun too, but I just feel like wherever the vibe is,
We're going.
We're going.
Yes.
I love it.
We're gonna gay it up.
Not to mention when they got food up in there. Oh, you are
Yes.
definitely gonna feel coming me.
And Boteco has some really yummy food. So Latinas, ladies, Latin music, good food, good vibe. I think it's going to be an awesome party. So Amavi Events, make sure you get tickets to get on over there. Next, Giovanni's Erotic Shows presents Giovanni's Circus every Wednesday at Boardwalk in Fort Lauderdale, featuring dancers, cabaret, and a whole lot more. It's a sexy show that you don't want to miss. See entertainers like our very own Damian Lenore, who's usually in bed with me, the beautiful Miss Lana Summers, I love you, sis, and Sin Silva on stage starting at 11 p.m. Event number 3, Giovanni's Circus brings cabaret, drag, and a whole lot more to the Boardwalk. The gay agenda. What do we love about this?
Oh, well, we love a good boardwalk. It's the men up in there that just, oh, they do something to me. I'm like, oh, damn. I know, they get me high.
The Boardwalk has been around forever, folks. And if you've never been down here to South Florida, it's one of the places that you just have to hit. The drinks, are not super expensive. They're not crazy. At $24 a martini, Miami
Not
prices.
even, like
It's
15.
like you're good. You get to have a good time. The music's good.
Yes.
And more importantly, the boys are always in the
Yes,
house.
we
at
love the
Boardwalk.
boys.
Oh.
We do love the boys.
No, some of them be giving off Dominican Boppy vibes, and some of them be looking real daddy-ish. Don't get me wrong. When we be going out there, I always want to keep it low-key, but it never works.
With us,
Oh, you
low-key.
you boys don't blend though.
I
I mean, like, how do you?
We stand out. But we try to be low-key.
I
like,
know.
oh,
I mean,
let's just chill.
The thing is, we come in a pack, like a group of friends. So sometimes we'll be like, let's be in the
let's
back.
just chill. But
But-
then I'm like, once I hear the music and once I see the boys, I'm like,
Dance floor.
yup, let's go.
Drop it low, pick it up slow, turn it all around.
Don't you want to be in the middle of this? Right? I know you do. Right?
Didn't mean to do that.
No, it's
So-
okay. You get excited. Sometimes it,
It goes to show you
Sometimes
this.
it falls out.
This is sometimes
Yes.
it slips out, but it goes to show you this is how much fun we be having. Literally to the point
Yes.
we'll be spilling drinks, and it do
Yes.
be me doing it. I'm
It is
sorry.
him. Go figure. I'll be the designated driver.
It
And
never
somebody's got to
fails.
do it.
Yes.
Or the designated walker sometimes. Sometimes you just need like a friend or a brother to guide you through when you had a little bit too much fun.
Thank God for a twin because I am the drinker. He's not, and I'd be like, when it's time to go, here you go, take the keys.
He does give me the keys, and I'm like, you know what? I don't mind.
I sit in the back or in the passenger seat and I just go to sleep. When we pull up, he'll be like, we're home.
Get
Like,
out.
That's it. Okay.
Get out. Finally, nerds rejoice. You guys all know that I love me some nerds. I love a nerd. I love a good nerd. My wife has like 18 degrees and I just lick each one of them. Her degrees, people. God.
Yes.
Anyway, so nerds rejoice because Florida Supercon is this weekend in Miami Beach. It doesn't matter if you like anime, science fiction, comic books, cartoons, or even video games. You'll find artists, actors, and a whole lot of your favorites right there. This year, the 90s are in full effect, with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachael Leigh Cook from the hit movie She's All That, Dante Basco from Hook, Edward James Olmos from Battlestar Galactica, and a whole lot more. Event number 4, Florida Supercon, brings you your favorite things to geek out over July 8th through 10th. What are we all talking about? What do you think?
Well, first off, I heard Freddie Prinze Jr. That
Girl.
is 90s heartthrob.
Ooh.
He is so sexy.
I know what you did last summer. My heart used to
Yes.
melt watching him. Oh, he loved Julie, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be her. But as far as the Supercon,
I definitely want to go. I love anime.
Sailor
Hello,
Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Fighting evil by moonlight.
Well, it's something I was telling you boys before the show that I went to a Supercon like a couple of years ago, and it was just one of those things where I didn't have a lot going on that weekend, and a friend offered to take me, and I was like, "Let's go,"
Yeah.
I thought I'd go there and I'd be like, "God, this is gonna be boring,"
Yeah.
or I didn't have a lot of expectations
How was
for it.
it?
It was dope sauce. Like it was so much fun. Everybody was dressed up. I thought it was like Wicked Manors. I thought it was like Halloween for a second because everybody was dressed up with as much or as little little as possible, and I love that.
I didn't know that they can dress up, because when you were talking about it, I was like, wait a minute, so is this like Halloween part 2? If that's the case, let me wear Catwoman outfit. But how does
You
that
be
look?
Catwoman, I'll be Poison Ivy.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and everybody will be taking pictures of you for sure.
I like those things, even though we never been. My friends, I have nerd friends.
I want to go though.
Shout out to the nerds, though. They are sexy.
Right? Again, like there's no shame in that, and I don't want to get any hate mail over it. Again, I'm married to a nerd. Hashtag nerd lover. Right here.
Yes.
And they sexy too.
And they sexy as hell, and they got better credit than I do.
They got
And they got the
coins.
brains.
They got the coins. Should they be helping me out sometime and I be looking at them while they be so talking to me? I'm like, that's
Where
so
they help
sexy.
you at your job?
Yeah,
Lucky.
I work with them, girl. You ain't know, I too.
And you just listen to the IT boys.
I just
talk.
listen to them and the way they talk, and I'll be like, I'm getting turned on.
Oh my God. Like when I first started dating my wife, I told her she was studying for something, and I'm like, open up one of those medical books and just read it to me. I don't know what the F you're talking about, but
Right.
it's sexy.
Yeah.
It's
As long
sexy.
as you know what you're talking about, it sounds good to me.
That's it. That's it. Well, it's what we will all be talking about this week and the events that we want to attend. I got to thank Derek and Daniel for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember, look them up on social media.
Yeah.
Tell the camera what your social medias are.
Yes, Derek on IG is Derek.Antonio. That's DERRICK.Antonio.
Okay,
Yeah.
with the spelling.
Ooh.
And mine's is at Get It Daniel on Instagram. And you can follow us on TikTok as well at the Hart Twinz with a Z. Because
Yes.
that's been popping. The videos that we've been promoting on there, honey, they've
We're
been
acting
gonna
You were
fool.
getting some crazy views on
Yeah,
there.
for
Yes.
60,000 so far on one of them. So
And we're just being ourselves, being silly, goofy, sexy.
of course.
And that's, and I gotta mention that, boys. So that was something that attracted me to you from the first conversation. That like, this is not BS. This is just who they are. You
Yes.
know, they're fun, they're gorgeous as hell, but they're just like very humble about it. Like, yeah, this is me. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm hot. Fwah, fwah, fwah. You know?
a little bit. A little big cup never hurt.
Never hurt anybody more than a mouthful's of waste. Anyway. Boys, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me in bed today. I love it. We got to have you boys back. Make sure that you follow them on all social media. And I have a feeling this is not going to be the last time that we see you in bed with us.
No, we're gonna be back for sure. This was fun. I
This was
enjoyed it.
fun.
babe.
Hey, what do you have in the future? What do you have coming up? Like, is there anything fun that we should know about? Because you boys are always doing something fun.
Literally.
We're always out and about. This August, we have a fashion show with Keisha coming up. And
We have a few more gigs as well coming up within the next month or so. So
just follow us. Keep following us on social media.
we always
Instagram.
post it. We keep everyone up to date. So we just got a lot going on. Girl, when I say booked and busy, she is booked and busy. Honey.
I love it. Make sure that you follow the Hart Twinz on social media. And thank you, boys. Thank you for joining me this morning, because I know how hard it is, because gay boys sleep late.
Yes, honey.
Next up, July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, so I'm starting off the month with an interview with a good friend of mine, Clifton Fur. So Clifton is a business owner, he's a consultant, he's a mental health counselor, and he is a hottie boombalati also. Clifton works with therapyforblackmen.org, and they also have therapy for Black women, for Black girls, right? Also, right? Thank you, Clifton, for being in bed with me. You know, the second that I met your dark, luscious, sexy ass many months ago on Wilton, the gayest place on planet Earth, I was like, I gotta get that man in bed with me.
And I thought to myself, I gotta talk to my partner about this.
But see, he's not like most gay men. He at least asked permission first,
Right, absolutely, 100%.
No, and I met and I got to spend some time and talk to your hubby. I respect.
Yes.
You know, I respect 100%. I mean, he really, I think he's Latino and he just doesn't know it. I don't know.
He's got the fight.
Right?
He's got
He
the
does
fight
a
in
fuego
him.
about him. Anyway, so since, like I said, when I met you, I knew that I had to get you in bed because, I mean, mental health is so important to our community. It's still such a big stigma. You know, LGBTQ plus Black and brown communities, I mean, most of us need a lot of help. Most of us have been through a lot of stuff. Most of us are learning how to work through life, just our past, and then just living and walking around, and you get all these anti-LGBTQ plus bills being thrown out, and all these, and Roe versus Wade being overturned, and we hear Clarence Thomas talking some crazy stuff. I mean, like, you know, our community is hurting, and then folks like you are here to help us not hurt so bad.
It's really trippy to be a practitioner of mental health in this current day and age. Just because of the fact that, you know, for some of us in the field, or for most of us in the field, we really have tried to like just try to own some of our own stuff. But it's interesting to walk out of the door today and realize just how much more of my own stuff is still being kind of pulled up and out and uprooted in order for me to continue to take a look at. So if I'm doing that as a mental health provider, I can only imagine what's happening for the rest of my brothers and sisters in the BIPOC community who don't necessarily have that, you know, that readied idea of going and getting some help or some support.
Why is that, Clifton? Why are our communities so hell-bent on like being stubborn and just like, no, I don't need that. Like, oh, no, that's not for me. There's nothing mentally wrong with me. Like just that statement, there's so much wrong with it. There's not anything mentally, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect and complete.
Right.
You just need a little help.
Right. So the idea that I watched growing up, so I had both sides of it. So I grew up with Black parents, and then I was adopted later in life by my white Jewish parents. So I could see the comparatives, but growing up in the Black community, I watched how so much of my life or childhood was built in survival, right?
Like a fight or flight kind of deal.
Like, listen, there's generational trauma that was in that home. There was generational substance use and alcoholism. And so you got this brewing pot of stuff that nobody's, really kind of introduced a solution to, or some type of, dare I say, antibiotic to help cure some of that illness within the family system, yet alone within the community. The church is a huge part of that, but spiritually, that's a great thing. Mental health is something that is different.
It
right?
is different.
Yeah,
and I remember, I'm kind of embarrassed to say it, but it's my truth. I remember as a kid, sitcoms, white people sitcoms are what raised me. And so if somebody went to a psychiatrist or a therapist, that was like white people shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
you saw that in New York.
Yeah,
right.
And there's nothing farther from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that in our communities it just seems so much harder for our folks to get that help, or to be okay getting that help?
So I think another part of that, right, separate and apart from like the community-based ideas about it, but there's also some people can't access it because of financial situations, right? So there are some disparities there, but places like, and that's one of the reasons I work with Therapy for Black Men and Therapy for Black Girls, they offer scholarships to help offset the expense that somebody, that a person of color would actually need to have access to in order to actually get some type of support. There's also there's a gap between the knowledge base of what psychology or mental health services can do for someone that's struggling with anxiety. What if you don't know what anxiety looks like?
Yeah.
Like, what if you're just walking around tired and feeling like you got foggy brain, right? You can't concentrate. That's anxiety.
That's a part of anxiety.
Right.
So you feel it actually like a symptom.
Yes.
And you don't know that that's what it is that you're feeling.
Just kind of like dealing with like, I've been tired for a while now. I guess I just need to get more sleep. Right. We try to reach for those answers rather than asking some questions.
Asking for help.
Right. Or Googling even.
Or Googling. Right? We love us some Google, right? Clifton was telling me that some of his clients will Google him before they go to his office. They're like, I Googled you. I'm like, but they still showed up, so obviously they didn't find anything bad. You're good. Those sexy pictures of you are all good.
Stop. Please take them down if they're up there.
They're very good. They're very good. So let's incorporate LGBTQ plus stuff into this. All these, there's so much hate out there towards our community right now, Clifton. I try my best to, I'm a very spiritual person. I try my best to be as positive as possible, but when you turn on the news, it's hard to be sometimes, How do you differentiate you needing to speak to someone like you and it just being life?
So, if I could offer anything to someone out there that's really just trying to understand whether or not they're falling under the pressure of life, or maybe even give like another piece of support, it would be just remember like today, I don't know whether you're 2 years old or, 72 years old, like you've been through something, right? Whether it's a little bit or a lot, and there's strength in that, right? There are things there are resources that you had to tap into, whether it's friends, that support group, even if it is spirituality, if it's, reading a book, what you've done something in order to get over yesterday's hump.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be reminding you of the fact that you have inside of you the strength or the energy or the effort to get through whatever you're facing today. The next step of it is being able to open your mouth and saying, this is what I'm dealing with, and I need help. Mm-hmm. Just saying that alone, you'd be surprised how many people actually show up. Like, I may say I need help to you in order to fix my car. You may not be a mechanic, but you might know one.
But I might know one, yeah.
And I feel like that's where community becomes a community, whether it's the LGBTQ community, the BIPOC community, right? Like, whatever it is, like you open your mouth and somebody hears it, right? And then they offer some type of support. I don't feel like we're that separate, or we have gotten that far into separatism as the United States of America, even. Like, I don't feel like we've gotten that far away that we can't hear somebody, two people over, say I need help, and somebody's not just going to help.
How did you get into all this, Clifton?
Experience. Like, I feel like I had enough scars to have someone see me and want to help, right? Help heal those scars, those wounds, the open ones especially. So my adoptive father and my adoptive mother, they are therapists. My dad's a doctor of psychology, and my mom's a master's level clinician.
Oh, wow.
So they put their hands on me when I was in a really dark place when I moved down here to South Florida, suffered from depression, was homeless, like really didn't have like that leg to stand on. And some of that was by choice because there were certain sacrifices or certain exchanges that I was not willing to make, right? And they saw the desperation to hold on to something such as myself. Like, I wanted to hold on to a piece of me, and they were willing to jump in there and actually help me fight for that. So
what a blessing.
Yes, I thank them for helping me save my life.
Like, literally.
Yes.
Our community is burnt through, rattled, affected by drugs and alcohol, like so much more than many other communities. LGBTQ plus community, my God, I've shared with you that I'm in recovery. I'm almost 8 years sober, and I go to many LGBTQ plus groups. There's a lot of us out there, God, why do you think that we fall into those crutches, and so to speak, that drugs and alcohol give us?
So there's a struggle to actually find a healthy place or space or safe space for us, for like the little black gay boy, or the little Latin
lesbian. Say it, lesbian.
Right. The little Latin lesbian. Like there's not that open arms, acknowledged, welcoming space. So you kind of have to figure your way through that if you're strong enough. But if you don't know where to look, like, you feel isolated, and you get into that space of that unique, where you feel like you're uniquely different. What is the word? It's a uniquely, you're just uniquely different, right? So you're isolated, you feel alone in that, and all of a sudden the only thing that some people find that actually helps them is drugs or alcohol, right? That depression starts reaching the bottom, and you reach for a bottle, you reach for a pill, you reach for whatever that is that helps ease that pain.
Does that make it any better?
It usually makes it worse. It starts to cloud your own judgment. It starts to change your friend group, and you start becoming really secretive, right? So you go even further into that whole.
Well, they always tell us in the program, you're as sick as your secrets.
Psychology Today came out with a beautiful article about secrets in relationships, secrets as individuals within a family system, all kinds of stuff. But those secrets really do start to create, some toxicity in your own spirit or your own emotional well-being, right? So finding a way to get outside of that as best as possible. And that's why talk therapy helps, because you just keep pulling back, you know,
The onion.
Yeah. And it stops being so infectious, right? It actually becomes,
And it stops being so yuck.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know that there's got to be a better, smarter, bigger word for it, but it stops being so yuck. Like we're constantly, we all have that dark place. We all have, like you said, whatever we've been through or whatever we're going through. And like, whenever we acknowledge it, we're like, no, put it away, hide it again.
Right.
I don't want to look at it.
Right.
And when you do any work with a therapist, with a group, I think that groups are so important, also fellowship, and seeing that other people go through stuff also helps you not think that you're nuts.
Right. So having people that you can relate to that can say, yeah, I went through that also, or I'm dealing with it right now. Like you don't feel so separate and apart, right? I love that part about group therapy, right? Group therapy actually helps a lot with that too. I'm happy that I've found a good, healthy group of people that I can love, and they can love me back, and I can support them and they can support me back. But until somebody actually finds that,
and you don't always find them in the bars and the clubs,
No.
people. Like, I'm here to tell you that the bars and the clubs are fun and we love them and we will be there every weekend. But there's more to life and more to good people that you want to surround yourself that are not in the bars and the clubs.
No, but how do you find that if they're not if it's not mainstream?
No, exactly. That's my question, because you would go to the bar and the club because you know there's other homos there and lesbians there. All right, cool. I'm going to be a part of, but I'm too fat. I don't look good enough. I'm not funny. Let me start drinking so I could try to take those, inhibitions away, kind of deal, and be free or whatever. And all you're doing is pushing your own stuff down and not working through it.
Who can sustain
that yuck?
Yeah.
That yuck.
Yeah.
Who can sustain? Most of our community freaking does that on an everyday basis, and they don't have to.
Yeah.
They can go and sit and talk to someone like Clifton and see how different your life would be. Like I'm not like a Bible humper or like a spiritualist or anything like that. It's just kind of like I want folks to live their best life, and we're constantly carrying around this book bag of shit because of stuff that we've been through, stuff that our parents did to us, or stuff that we think our parents did to us. Because I've also noticed that the more work that I've done talking to someone like you, the less my childhood sucked. Does that make any sense?
Yes, 100%. You start developing some healthy callousing. Like, you know what? That wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Or no, get this. My mom did the best she could. Holy crap!
Right. Yeah. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Imagine if you didn't have to carry around that book bag of shit. Excuse my French.
You actually start realizing just how messed up their parents must have been in order for them to get to where they were as parents.
That they did the best they could with a crazy ass 6-foot tall lesbian. They didn't know what to do. Where am I
gonna put this, right?
Where do I put this?
Does this fit?
But she likes dresses. I'm so confused. I don't understand. Clifton, thank you so much for being in bed with us, Papi. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
It's so important what you do, what you help our community with, what you help us through. There's organizations out there, folks. There's Cliftons all over that are ready to sit with you. Google them.
Yes.
Find those pictures.
Yes.
If it's not Clifton, there's other folks. I mean? Tell them the website again.
So there's therapy for Black men and also therapy for Black girls. In the local Wilton Manors community, there is Sun Serve and also the Pride Center. There are
both organizations that we know and love here in South Florida. And then when you think of, oh wow, I've seen them sponsor this event. No, they also deal with mental health issues.
100%. There are licensed therapists at those places and on those sites. So
there's help.
Definitely.
So make sure that you follow Clifton on social media and all of that. And listen, if you need help, find it. There's people out there that are willing and able to help. And God, you'll feel a lot better for it. Clifton, I love you. Thank you so much for being in bed with me, Papi. Thank you. You keep being the incredible yumminess that you are.
Thank you.
I love you to the moon and back.
I got good company, so I need to make sure I keep up my end of the bargain.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being in the FayWhat show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Clifton, for joining me in bed. Wasn't he great? I love him. So the FayWhat show is filmed at our permanent set at the Happening Out television studios on the campus of Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church. Happening Out broadcasts the live Sunday services every week at 10:30 a.m. Eastern as part of that partnership. Sunshine Cathedral, well, it's my queer church. Watch this.
Hi, I'm Mark Martirana, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Is our community important to you? If it is, I hope you will share this experience. Please like the FayWhat show on YouTube or Facebook. And huge news, you gotta be watching the FayWhat show on broadcast television. In addition to social media platforms, you can tune in right now on Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, or Amazon Fire TV. I want you to support me in this endeavor. So, before I finish, I want to tell you what I've been thinking about. We call it Fay, what's on my mind? So, following the U.S. Supreme Court's overturning of Roe versus Wade, a nearly 50-year-old decision guaranteeing women the right to an abortion, hundreds of people marched all around the country. I did, right here in South Florida. Bands Over Our Bodies organized it, and I immediately joined. I had to do something or I was gonna freaking burst. So we began the protest with several chants. You know, right there in the heart of Wynwood, a crowd joined in and I somehow became a chant leader. I don't even know how the hell that happened. So when people's bodies are under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back, I yelled. So then I yelled, my body, and the crowd would scream, my choice. You know, some chanters, they had posters that read, if my vagina shot bullets, you would regulate it less. And another one said, I'm so sick of running as fast as I can, wondering if I'd get there quicker if I were a man. There were so many other signs that were just really intense also. And following the chants were several powerful speeches from people with their own abortion stories. And it was such an emotional afternoon. There were many cisgender women, trans men, and non-binary people, all hurt, all feeling defeated, all feeling really scared. Local female politicians, well, they joined us too. News outlets and media joined us. The police joined us. You know who I didn't see many of? Men, gay men, my gay boys, queer men. And that made me sad. Gay men, I'm talking to you. You know, I didn't feel you with us. I know that there's a bunch of you that do support us, but I just didn't. I didn't feel it. And I haven't really felt it on social media either. I've even heard some of you say that this has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Who have usually been our first guardians? Women, right? However that may look. When we're still questioning our gayness, when, you know, we're usually drawn to the energy of women superstars, right? Like Whitney, Gaga, I can go on, you know? Before gay boys had another gay boy, they usually had a woman hag. I've always been a queer boy's safest friend and someone whom a gay boy or a gay man can always confide in. That's what women do. One more fact about women for you. In the USA and the UK throughout the 80s and 90s, lesbians were active and had a huge role in looking after men with AIDS. Hospital visits, social security forms, whatever they needed. They would take care of the men when even some doctors wouldn't. They would band together and have blood drives all over the country for the gay men that we love. It's important to remember that a lot of these men were not out to their families or they were completely rejected by their families. They really needed the support, and lesbian women provided that support. We were there for you. We've always been. Now we need you. We need you fighting with us. March, protest, scream, vote. But doing nothing can't be an option anymore. We need you more than ever. Again, to the gay boys that are with us, thank you. Tell your friends. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. live or anytime you want to see my face on demand, I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. Have a great week. See you next time.
Rainbows, gay boys, that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton is that girl, Latina but she's you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did, so make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.